Well, it's one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. You can do anything.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, which is part of the five that was going, I mentioned three. Fourth one would be compliance, and compliance deals with paperwork as well. Hours of service, DOT. If the all our vehicles are running commercial DOT. Okay, so what I was saying is compliance and getting your logs in every 13 days, making sure that you dot your I's, cross your T's. All your receipts match up, they're numbered. Learning those, that technique of really looking after your paperwork and being diligent with it is the fourth part of that whole element of making a great entertainer coach driver. And you know, I'll work with my drivers. I think digital logs are the way to go. And you know, EOBRs will be mandated probably in the next 2-3 years, so that'll eliminate the paperwork. But now's the time to really look after your P's and Q's and being honest with your books to balance and showing tour managers that you are professional when it comes to paperwork, and showing your place of employment and myself or your compliance officer that you care about the paperwork. It's not just like a roll of friggin' receipts thrown down on. No, you care about how the things flow and everything's lined up. So that pretty much covers that compliance area, and knowing when to get to sleep, knowing when you're tired. One thing I do want to say is, like, if ever you find yourself tired, never take a nap in your driver's seat. Ever, never, never. And the main reason for that is you end up getting climatized, whether you know it or not. Subconsciously, you get climatized, and it could lead to a bad situation. If you ever get tired and you need to pull over, either use the jumper seat or take a little nap over there on the front lounge seat. Never, especially with me and Pioneer Coach, never should I ever see a driver taking a nap in his seat, like pulling over and just going for a nap. I appreciate that you're tired and you're pulling over, but you should always be in the jump seat or somewhere else. Take yourself out of this little pocket world. And that's really about it with the compliance. If you ever get pulled over, be courteous to the officer. And, you know, if you're looking after, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, you have nothing to worry about. Trust me. And if you've got long drives, you call the office, we give you a co-driver. And you know what's cool about that? Is you're employing the part-time people that may need some extra money. What's wrong? That's like good karma. So you should be doing that. So that's the compliance stuff. All right. And then part 5 is what I would call patience. Learning to be very, very patient with everything, with people, with yourself, and with all those knuckleheads that are around you. And that equates to even this kind of stuff. I'm starting my drive, and I'm not going to put on the fuel. I have my foot slightly going over the brake, so that everything that I do is going to be smooth and slicey and nice and easy. And yes, I am driving like grandma, but that's how an entertainer coach should drive. Now, that doesn't mean 45 miles an hour on I-65. No, drive the speed limit or 5 miles an hour below it. The thing is, your drive should be, as an entertainer coach driver, driving as if there's a glass of wine sitting on a granite countertop, which there probably will be, and drive like you don't want to spill it. And if you start driving in here and you find your tour manager or whoever says you're a little rough, or you drive like a cattle hauler, or you're hard on the brakes, if you can tell, I was just slowly coming to my stop and then signaling my attentions. But what I'm basically getting at is maybe put a glass of water with about a quarter from the lid and then drive with that, just to re-school yourself back into being very, very smooth. Let's go this way. But everything should be smooth looking, you know. And most of you guys that are coming in, or ladies, that are coming in to be entertainer coach drivers, entertainer coach companies will not hire inexperienced drivers. You have to have at least 2 to 3 years of CDL experience in the same classified vehicle, which would be a bus. And with our entertainer coach company, we're looking for guys with at least 1 year to 2 experience in entertainer coach driving. with tour manager recommendations. But how do you get that experience, you ask me? Probably starting with smaller companies, 5-bus companies. There's quite a few companies in the Nashville area that are smaller. And learning to hone your skills from there. If you notice, I come around the corner and I'm almost in idle around the corner. I like to do a lot of my maneuvers in idle, and you know, my hands on my steering wheel, everything's always very light. And if my bus is, you know, the alignment with Pioneer Coach, we have a 4-wheel alignment machine. That bus should be true to its ride, and you shouldn't have to fight it. You should always be gently steering it or helping it to go in the direction that you want. Everything should be done fluidly, and everything should be done gently. And then you'll become a good entertainer coach driver. And that's what I expect. And because you're a representation of me and my team, and if you want to be one of my team members, and you feel you can do that and meet up to that challenge, come on aboard, baby. We could use a good man or woman like you. Thank you.